Today, I'll playtest these remakes of the F50 Adizero Prime, which is 10 years old, and the Predator Pulse, which is almost 18 years old. You can buy them right now from Unisport in the link in the description. But should you? Let me help you decide. First things first, let's talk about the colorway, which is inspired by the official Champions League colors. And also, the boots both have the Champions League logo with the stars on the insole. And that's it, really. Champions League colors, Champions League pack. There you go. But I do think that the colors are really cool though, especially because this is so close to that original blue Predator Pulse 2. And also because the Adizero Prime could easily have been an original F50 Adizero Prime colorway. So I think that it doesn't feel forced or unnatural to the boots, which is not what you could say about the hyperlative Predator Accelerator. So well done here. I actually think it works. Well, let's talk about the Adizero remake here, which I got pretty hyped about when I saw it for the first time because it just brought back a lot of memories. Good and bad.
Første Adizero, der kom på markedet, så kan de måske huske, at jeg hyldede knopsystemet.
But as always, it gives us a faithful one-to-one recreation of the original upper that we got on the 2011 Adizero Prime, which was kind of the next level version of the second generation of the Adizero. And back then, just as well as on the new boot, you get this single layer ADIDAS twin synthetic upper, which is thinner and lighter than the already stupidly thin sprint skin on the Adizero 2. You also have this internal TPU skeleton support cage, and you also get this TPU band along the bottom of the boot for a bit of durability and lateral support. And that's the cool thing about Adidas's remakes, in my book at least, because everything you got in the original is exactly what you get in the remake, down to the same stitchings and the texture on the upper. It's all just there, except, of course, for the outsole, where Adidas swapped the sprint frame outsole to the one from the X Speedflow, meaning that Carbitex and that raised forefoot to put you on your toes are also now on the feature list for the Adizero Prime, which to me makes it a lot faster and frankly better than 10 years ago. But seeing that it's that old, how does it feel to play in? Well, just as on the original, you get this very thin and sharp barefoot-like feel on the ball with this pretty powerful and tinny, very reactionary sensation when you strike the ball, and also a pretty large striking surface because of center lacing. And there's also a little bit of a tacky, almost matte sensation on the ball, which is pretty nice as well. However, they do need a bit of braking time because compared to the X Speedflow 0.1s, for instance, the upper is pretty stiff and plasticky. With that said, they're still nice and fun to wear, and I guess that if you loved them back then, you don't really care that much about the fact that the heel lockdown, for instance, could be a lot better. So, is this as good as the X Speedflow? No, not even close. But I still reckon that they might be worth the admittedly high-priced €300 if you want one hell of a nostalgia trip that's actually a whole lot of fun to wear. Oh, and size. I went true to size with these, which was perfect for me, and I actually also think that they're gonna do all right for wide-ish feet as well. Let's not forget about the Predator Pulse, which has been brought into 2021, all the way from back at the very end of 2003, where the boot was made for the Euros in 2004. I guess we all remember this one. And you can probably guess what's up here. We're talking the OG K-leather upper with the 6 slightly smaller Predator fins compared to the Predator Mania, which was made to give you a bit better mobility in the forefoot, but also still maintain that pretty high intensity grip on the ball as well. Now all of that jazz sits on top of the Predator-free outsole, which also means, however, that you're not getting the technology that named the boot, called the power pulse, which we got in the original, which was this element underneath the boot that shifted 40 grams of the boot's weight underneath the forefoot when you struck the ball to give you a more powerful shot. At least that was the intention, but it was also a little bit gimmicky, so it's not the biggest loss in the world. Except for the fact that this is now the pulse without the pulse. What I will say though is that, to me, alongside the Japan Blue Manias, these are by far the most playable out of all the Predator remakes we've had so far, because they're just a little bit sleek and more streamlined and, frankly, modern feeling than all of the accelerators and most of the Manias, the Precisions, and even the Absolute remake that we got last year. And that's just because, you know, you get a very comfortable leather forefoot that when you break it in, it's very nice. True to size, felt good, and also the balance of the grip is a little less crazy than what you get on the free. So no complaints there, feels very good. However, if you care about lockdown, you probably need to go with the last lace hole as well and to get some grip socks, because if you go full Beckham style here, the opening is just gonna say, "Ah!" And since the heel liner is also pretty slippery, well, your foot is just gonna be all over the place. So think about it. Oh, and then there's the price, which is also €350, which is steep, and probably also a little too steep in my book. They're nice and all, and a great alternative to the Freaks, but hey, let me know what you think is the coolest of the two in the comment section right down below. And then remember that if you want to buy either one of them, you should act fast and cop them from Unisport right over there before they're gone. But don't be too hasty. At least make sure you've subscribed to the channel with the notifications on first. And then after you've copped your new boots, you can come back and learn how to improve as a footballer in the playlist right down there. With those words, I'll be signing off. Cheerio.